Hi, and welcome to Strap a Watch. I'm Michael Knapp Leather. I got a pretty cool show put together for you guys today. And first thing is, I had just recently bought a new watch. And so you're going to be seeing me unbox this watch, go into some depth on the watch, why I bought it, what I'm also looking for to add to my collection. I think some of you guys already know. But also, you're going to see me hand make a strap. I just got done with this. That's an alligator strap, but with some pretty intricate stitching. I don't know if you can see it from there. I'm not going to show you and tell you what it is just yet. I want you to see the second half. So it's pretty cool. I had never done this on a strap yet. I've done this on some leather goods in my past, but not on a watch strap, and it turned out really cool. And I'll show you why I did it. Also, just this past week, it was a week ago today, I'm filming this intro on Saturday, June 27th, 2020. So the 20th, a week ago today, we hit 1,000 subscribers here on Strap a Watch. And I just want to say thank you to all of my subscribers, especially the new subscribers, because in just this past week, we've picked up the last I saw, about another 125 subscribers in just this last week. So the show's starting to climb up, and I really appreciate it. I put a lot of effort into this show, and I hope you like it. Hit the bell notification for future episodes. If you haven't yet, hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Join the Strap a Watch family. All right, so another thing I thought that would be pretty cool that I found on my computer this week. I had been moving some memory off of my laptop onto these storage devices, external storage devices, and I found this footage of me doing an update on this leather studio from last August, so August of 2019. And it's pretty cool because it's really bare bones in here, and you'll see the sound quality isn't the greatest really on all of my episodes. I'm a real stickler about giving you guys some good sound quality. You know, not just all the footage that I shoot, but good audio as well is very important to me. From back in my radio days and my voiceover work I've done in the past. So if you didn't know about that, yes, I used to do voiceovers as well. And that's why I integrated that in the second half of my show. And pretty soon, in an upcoming episode, I am actually going to show you guys how I put together a show. All right, and you'll see me, how I set up the audio for the voiceover work in the second half. I think you guys will be pretty intrigued about seeing that. Another thing that I'm going to go into in the second half of today's show is why I say hi or hey at the beginning of each episode. So I just recently had a guy ask me, why do you say hi at the beginning of shows? I don't understand. I've never heard anybody else do that. So in the second half of today's show, I'm going to tell you where I got it from and why I do it. So stick around. After the intro, we're going to get right into it. Well, thank you for joining me today on Strap a Watch, and here is my Sinn 556i, and I have been trying to find this Sinn 556i, the Weiss limited edition, 150 pieces made with the white dial. If you find one, please contact me. You can go right directly through my website, michaelknappleather.com. Go to my contact page. It has my address, my email, my cell number right there. So what I did is I bought a DAMASKO DA35 with the black case. It has an off-white dial, and I got it through Watchman. You know, I know Mark from Long Island Watch, fellow YouTuber, and he has his own retail online watch store, and I've bought several watches from Mark in the past. I had not bought a watch through Watchman, and he was the only one I could find that actually had the black case still available. It's discontinued through DAMASKO themselves, and I've heard it pronounced DAMASKO or Damasco. Mark from Long Island Watch pronounces it DAMASKO, so that's how I'm going to pronounce it. But it's a pretty cool watch. It's 40 millimeter. Okay, you can see it's got a date complications as well. Red index at 12 o'clock, red second hand. So you can see also, I'm showing you guys here, this strap is actually a pretty decent strap. It really is. I think it's a Hirsch. I'm not 100% sure, but you know, I kind of have to keep up with all of the other strap makers that are out there. And check that out on my wrist. It's cool, man. It's just second cool and first cool to me. But check the looms out here. I mean, is that awesome or what? There's the looms on my 556i. So look at it next to that. I mean, pretty cool, man. And I think it's called like a C30 loom that they do. But here it is on their website, and you can see it's, you know, out of stock. They're not making this particular model anymore. But it's got an ETA movement in it, the 2836-2 movement. My Sinn also has an ETA movement in it as well. But check out the stitching on this strap. So I'm kind of giving away what I did. You'll be able to see this here shortly when I'm doing my stitching on the new alligator strap that I'm making for it here during this video. So also, what's pretty cool is I put it in the time grapher. And you can see it's running at about plus 1 to 2 seconds per day. So really very accurate, set very accurate right from Damasco. It's a German watch. So is Sinn. I just love German watches. Check this out. All right. I mean, I've had this watch for some years. Plus 1 second a day. You know, is that cool or what? So here's the remnant of a more matte finish of an alligator hide that I still had left. A little teeny bit left. I do have a bigger, huge hide I got earlier, just a few months ago, in shiny black. So that's what I'm offering for sale. Doing anybody that's requesting a matte. This is a semi-gloss, to be honest. It's not completely matte. But because the finish on the actual case of this dial or the case of the watch is in a matte finish, that's why, you know, I'm trying to keep it more of a matte than a shiny leather. And this is the calfskin lining. Man, I can't tell you guys, I've had so many people contact me requesting to make the same exact watch that I made for Oshie and O'Malley on the Timeless Watch channel with shell Cordovan lining. And, I always have to talk them out of it because I'd have to charge quite a bit more for the strap. I mean, we're talking shell Cordovan is made specifically for fine upper straps and you know, wallets and shoes. It's a super expensive leather. It's not made to be a lining. And that calfskin that I use is a very high-end box calf. Super water resistant, soft, comfortable, strong, durable. It just makes a perfect lining for a watch strap. It really does. I also have one that's a natural hide color so that I can dye it various colors, you know, that people request. You know, if it's that midnight blue, I can dye that as well to kind of match the top side, the upper. And here I'm just sizing the strap for myself. So, you know, I've been so busy with watch straps, and I'm still busy, you know, but I had to find time for this show because I had bought this watch a couple of weeks ago, had never worn it yet or anything, but I had to, you know, just for the sake of the show, get this strap done. So I started this, right now I'm doing this voiceover part of the video after doing all of my editing. This is on Sunday, June 28th. So Friday, just 2 days ago, the 26th, I started this build out, finished it yesterday, did the intro yesterday, started all of the preliminary editing last night, and then finalized the editing. And the last thing I do, which I said in the intro, is I will show you guys how I do these voiceovers on the second part of each of my shows. And here I'm just conforming the watch to the contour of the mug, but it's also to help with the contour of my wrist. So I'm getting ready to show you the video from last year, August. Check out what the studio looked like back then, okay? So I had some people ask to update on the shop. I said a few days, and that was I think over a week ago. But as you can see, we got the steps in, the little pavers I was telling you about we were gonna have, the lattice work. We got a bunch of rain last night, so it splashed up and got it dirty. I'm gonna end up painting that, but let's take you inside. I'm right in the middle of another placemat build, so here we are. Pretty cool. Rubber flooring. It's 3/8 inch rubber flooring. It was pretty heavy manhandling that, as awkward as it was. There's the workbench. I'm still, slowly moving everything in, but I needed to get this order done. It's another one of my placemat orders. I'm right in the middle of airbrushing the leather dye. Just got done with the first coat. There's the coasters up there, and these right here are the hot pads. And then in the storage area, which really isn't much in here right yet, let me turn the light on. These are the placemats, order of 6 placemats. So I need another coat of dye. I gotta let this dry. But there's the shop. That's I painted the bottom side of the workbench and the table, the cutting table, and it's pretty neat. I made this little box. That's my airbrush right there. And I use that fan to blow all the fumes out, and I wear that respirator right there. I also, on the spray foam insulation up top, I got that all spray painted in black, and it turned out really sweet. And I don't know if you can see this or not. That is a sound panel right there. There's another one right here. That's what that is. Because what this is also going to be, not just a leather shop, this is going to be my whole new YouTube studio. So I'm just kind of announcing that. I talked about it in a Facebook post that coming this fall, I'm going to be introducing a new YouTube channel, and it's pretty exciting. So a lot of my sound equipment, video equipment will also be coming in here, where I'm going to be focusing on watches and watch straps, building fine watch straps for fine watches, alligator watch straps, shell cordovan watch straps, calfskin watch straps, stuff like that out of leather. So it'll be real neat. We're going to focus on, a particular nice watch, and watch me do the build out of the actual leather strap. Man, have we come a long way in just 10 months. That was 10 months ago. And here we are on the 38th episode of Strap a Watch. And, it's just so cool. I mean, I cannot tell you, from the vision that I had from last year, July, to getting that studio built, to every single thing. And here we are actually doing it, man. I mean, it's just really cool to me. I've always been an entrepreneur type of individual. I've owned several businesses in my past. I'm as most of you know, an audio prosthologist. I own and operate a hearing healthcare clinic Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5. And so, I'm an entrepreneur, and the startup phase is always, to me, the most fun, but it's also the most challenging. So, here, when you're starting up a business, any business or any venture, like even Strap a Watch, these are the quick release lug pins, just showcasing those. It's a lot of stress, but, the creative juices, and that's, part of the whole fun for me of doing a startup on a business, is having to come up with every single little detail to make that a success, and from the day I came up with this concept, I talked about it in the past. I woke up at 4:30 in the morning on a Monday morning, had to be at the office at the Hearing Healthcare Clinic that day at 9 a.m., had this complete vision of Strap-A-Watch in my head. Even the name, it was like this just unbelievable vision, like from God. I always say that because it's the truth. Went out on my front porch, brainstormed everything I would need, and then here we are. And you can see that was just in that little short clip there was me really moving everything in. And you noticed I was making my placemats. Used to be my specialty before last year when I decided to niche into just watch straps. And I've shared about it several times. I just got to the point where I hated making those placemats because it took 2 weeks to make a set. And, I started having to really jack the pricing up because I would just get flooded with these orders. And the next thing you know, people are having to wait 2-3 months for their placemats. And I hated that feeling. I was always behind. And it just did not make a good business model for a leather crafting business. And that's what I decided to switch gears after I had the vision and completely focus on watch straps. So here's the hand saddle stitching you're going to see. But just to show you guys, last year, I took a cruise with my wife, a Scandinavian Cruise last year. And we flew into Denmark. And while I was in Denmark, I took a little tour of these castles. Right, so here's some pictures of me. My wife stayed behind. She actually had something else she was doing. So I went on this tour, and the tour guide kept saying hi to everybody. And I sat right next to her on the bus, and I finally just asked her, I said, "What's this hi? Is that the way you greet each other?" She said, "Well, yeah, I know in the States you say hello or hi, but here in Denmark we say hi." So that's where I got it for the beginning of the show. Okay, then, the cruise, we took off. We were a day and a night in Copenhagen, Denmark. And then the next day, we traveled to Gothenburg, Sweden, and we went ashore into Gothenburg. And guess what? Same thing. Hi. Everywhere we went, everybody was hi. So that's where I got it, you guys. And I just had this envision of, down the road when the channel would get big enough that people in these Scandinavian countries would see the show and see me say hi and identify. So that's why I'm always going to do it. Sometimes they say hey, but that's where I got it and why I do it. So here's the stitching. I'm getting ready to flip it to the other side. But you can see what I did. I was only going to do red. All right, I was just going to make just one single line of red, stitching on the perimeter. But when I got this strap, I was like, wow, that really is pretty cool. And I hadn't yet done one on a watch strap. And I thought, let's go for it. It takes twice as long with the stitching because the stitching takes time. It really does. I sped it up there 20 times. Like this is times 8, just so you guys know. That's my new edging process. And like I was saying, I did this in a matte finish instead of the gloss. I do have a gloss. Everybody so far has requested the gloss. So also, next week, I can't wait to show you guys next week's show as well. I'm going to kind of keep it to myself, but it's a really cool leather project. I just don't want to give it away. I want you guys to watch the show because it's going to be really beautiful and really, really cool. So I'm just taking the hardware off of the watch, the strap that came with it and the buckle that came on the strap, and putting everything on my new strap, and there it is. So pretty cool, man. It really is. Double stitching. Sorry I got out of focus right there for a moment, but check that out. Is that cool or what? Really neat watch. It really is. So it's got the D buckle on there. I just put the other strap next to it to show. So there it is, the hand saddle stitching, the red, and it's actually cream, and this is kind of an off-white dial. And by the way, you know, I hadn't been using any pure white tiger thread stitching. I never had ordered it because I've used it in the past. It would get so dirty, even just stitching through the leather, it would get dirty. But I just bought some. It's coming in, so anybody that does truly, because I had a request for just pure white, and that's why I had to get it. So I'm going to have pure white tiger thread instead of just the cream. I mean, the cream to me, when it's said and done, it really looks white. I mean, it truly does. If you set it next, the cream spool next to the spool of the white, oh my gosh, there's a huge difference. Then you can really tell. There's the case back, the DAMASKO DA35 0057. So that's with the black finishing. And here's the back side. There's my logo to my leather company. And you see, one of the proprietary things is I stitch right through the keeper to make it really strong. You could never do that with a sewing machine. Okay, you could never mimic that. That would be impossible. You'd just go right over the top. So really cool. Thank you so much, you guys, for joining me. I had so much fun this week. I'll tell you, thanks for subscribing. God bless you all, and until next time, keep on ticking.